Hi, this video is going to show you how to make a basic Google form, survey, or assignment. The first thing you need to do is create a form, and you can do that one of two ways. You can come to Drive and then choose the folder you want to save your form in, and then click New over here on the left. Come down to More and click Google Forms. The benefit of this method is that it will create the form directly where you want it to be saved, and you don't have to come back later and put it into the correct folder or move it. You will know where it is and you'll be able to find it easily again in the future. The other option is to come to forms.google.com, and you can do that by clicking the waffle and finding the forms icon, or you can type in forms.google.com and it will bring you to this page. From here, you can create a blank form, or you can use one of the pre-made templates. Once you're in the form, you can name it by clicking where it says Untitled Form and putting in your title. Notice that as soon as I did that, it saved up here on the right. It will typically, if you type it in here and then click over here, it will move the name in there. To add directions or a description of what the form is about, you click in the form description box. To add a question, it will always start with a basic multiple choice question, but you can change those options there. You can make it a short answer, which looks like this, and gives the students some space to write an answer, but not necessarily an extended response. You can make it a paragraph where they have more space. The multiple choice. Checkboxes are similar to a multiple choice, but in this option, students could select more than one answer. A drop-down menu, which is going to work pretty much like a multiple choice, except if I come up here and click the preview button, you'll see that it will be in a drop-down menu instead of a multiple choice option. The next option is linear scale. This gives students the ability to rate something from 1 to 5. So in the question you would write, rate this item between the least successful to most successful, and then for labels you would write least successful, and then 5 would be most successful. A multiple choice grid is going to give you several rows with options across the top in columns. So for instance, once you've entered in your rows and columns, the way that would look is like this. And students can select one answer for each row with this type of grid. The next option would be the checkbox grid. And the way that's going to work is that it looks pretty much the same, but students can check multiple boxes instead of just one box. You can also add date and time fields. So once you've created a question, you have a couple different options. One is that you can require the response. So that means that the people taking it won't be able to move on to the next question without answering it. You can delete it by clicking the trash can, or you can duplicate it, which if you have multiple questions that are the same format, that may make things work a little bit faster. You can also add pictures or videos. Once you've created all the questions that you want in your form, you can come up to the color palette and change the theme. You change the theme by choosing a different color scheme, and then you can also change the background color within that color scheme. Another option is to have a picture heading at the top. So if I wanted to insert this image at the top, that will automatically change the theme to match the image. And so now what this would look like when students got it would be like this. You can also change the font. Now it won't let you format individual questions or change bolding or anything like that, or add italics within the questions, these are the only editing options that you will have. Once you're ready to send your form, you come up to the settings icon, and this lets you set how you want the students to get it. So it does default to only people in North Haven Public Schools can answer it, but you can also have it collect email addresses if you want to know which student filled out the form. It lets you limit it to just one response if you want to make sure that students don't fill it out multiple times. You can also change it so that they can edit it after they submit, or if it's a classroom survey and you want them to see each other's answers and compare how different people are responding, you can also select See Summary Charts and Text Responses. With the Presentation tab, you can choose to show a progress bar, which will show them how far they are into the survey. You can change the order of the questions so that different students are answering questions at different times. The last thing you have as an option is to give them a message at the end if you want to have them have a message at the end. And the quizzes we're not going to worry about now. There's going to be a separate video on how to make self-grading assignments, which is the quizzes tab. Once you have these settings, you click Save, and now you can send it. You can either email it directly, or if you want to share it with Google Classroom, you can click this link. The URL's pretty long. If you want to, you can shorten it and copy it, and then you would just paste that into a Google Classroom assignment to send it to your students.